What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Sunday night. That means this is At Weeks in, the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics, news, and so much more. Before we go any farther, Paul,
Oh, hey, what's going on?
how's it going, man?
Good.
How's it going?
I am doing really well.
How's your weekend?
It's been really well. How about you? I'm excited that you're still awake for one thing. um, Before we go any further, I'm sure we'll get it from the chat, but you guys just did an amazing job on
The whole community did an amazing job. What a
uh,
weekend! Over
on the
right when
48
we
hours.
yeah
Yeah.
when we left it, it was at 50,900 and change. I shared it on the IG. Way to go, everybody! It was one hell of a comics curing cancer.
Yes. If I don't mind
Absolutely.
saying so myself, the community came together like butt cheeks.
Yeah, we made it clap. Real quick, a big shout out to Big Time Collectibles, a huge supporter of comics curing cancer, as well as a phenomenal online retailer. Be sure to check them out at their website. Follow them on social media. They're just absolutely amazing. If you need anything cleaner press, consider hitting up my friend Justin over on Instagram. The links are in the description. And as always, a huge shout out to my local comic shop, ABX Comics and Games. You can definitely check their link out in the description below as well. That's where I pick up all the books that we will be discussing tonight. Paul looks a little frozen. I'm going to say hey to the chat. Hey, let me do this too. Let me do this. Here a minute. My YouTube updated, so I don't know where nothing is anymore.
Am I moving now?
Got different. Yeah, you got a blacked out screen, but I can hear you.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say hey to the chat. Go through there. Oh, a big
Okay,
shout out to Las
I'm gonna go
Crucias.
out and come back in. I'll be right
Sounds
back.
good. Sounds good. Big shout out to Las Crucias 1971. Hooray! That was a marathon. It was a marathon. We kicked off 7:30 a.m. Friday morning right here on the community hangout. It was absolutely insane. What is going on, Kyle of Comics? Big shout out to Kyle. He was on over the late show Friday night with Comic Journey helping out over there. Couching and slouching with C Bizzle. What is happening? Hope you're doing good today. It was awesome seeing all y'all in the comics curing cancer thing, just doing it up. You look good, Paul. Look good.
I
Taylor
see
Winder.
me.
Go to bed, nerds. We're working on it. We're working on it. The only thing standing in between me and bed is this show. Like I told Paul. No, I think I told DJ. The book I've been waiting for since they announced it dropped this week. I'm not skipping this show. Not skipping this show. Been waiting to talk about it. Waiting to talk about it. Cup of Comics is in the building. What is going on, Cuppy? Everyone had a good day. If you're a Legion and you know it, clap your hands. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Ooh.
Let's go, Legion. You up, Mark? I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. I'll be honest with you. I'm crashing. Like that was was it like a 9 hour long auction we just ran?
Started at 11, went to just before 7 o'clock. So yeah, 8 hours pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Flash rate videos. What is happening? What is up? What is up? Scott's in the building, about to collapse, but I'll hang around for a few minutes. We appreciate that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up while you're here. Trev, the shipping guru. What is going on, brother? Hashtag we are Legion. About to crash, but wanted to say, hey, Trev, don't you have a show tonight? What you talking about crashing?
Yeah.
You talking about crashing? Don't you dare crash on us? Brad Mark stars the show on time on their bingo card.
You lost. You
Yo,
lost.
I'm too tired to do the normal wait a couple minutes. I woke up at 2 a.m. Early bird. You're after the worm. Austin LeMay is in the chat. Hey, gang, anything exciting happening this weekend? Hashtag comics curing cancer. Yeah, what a turnout. What a spectacle it was. Austin, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I actually pulled one of my Austin LeMay pieces off out of my PC at the end because we wanted to push it past that 50K mark. And I picked up an Austin LeMay piece. So I'd figure if I got one, I'll pay one forward to the cause.
Yeah,
That's
I think
what
either directly or indirectly, meaning somebody buying something that he drew, he was responsible for a huge part of that $50,000.
Yeah, I dropped 300 on that Optimus Prime piece. I went in to this whole event knowing what I wanted. I wanted that Transformers page, that original page, which all the pages sold for just a little bit, but Nick, being Nick, knew I wanted it, so he started, jumped in at 150. Then Al went, I'm gonna get it. Y'all ain't gotta be jerks. But happy to contribute. Mark, you look super wide awake. I am, Taylor. I am. I switched to water the last about hour and a half of the auction because I knew that last Friday I could not get to sleep for nothing. I just drank too much energy drinks and coffee. Boom. Headquake got his copy of the Savin. It's beautiful, sir. Big shout out to Austin and the entire Illuminati crew. That's a fantastic book.
Mm-hmm.
Was amazing. 50K. Thank you, Mark, Robin, DJ. Thank you, Mike. Thank the community. Thank everybody. We're happy to coordinate it. It's definitely a community effort. Esteban. Did I miss Esteban? I did. What is going on, Esteban? Hope you're doing good this evening. Tramp stamp DVH. Yeah, so Lee lost his beard at 25K. Lee waxed his eyebrows at 30K. Tyler is getting his Comicx Curing Cancer tramp stamp at 40, and Dr. Von Hoot now has to get a tattoo of Tyler getting a tattoo because we passed 50K.
And he did specifically state that it would not be a tramp stamp, however.
Mm-hmm. God, that'd be just like one of those little forever pictures. That's absolutely crazy. There he is, Dr. Von Hoot. Tyler's getting the tramp stamp. Yeah, Dr. Von Hoot's just getting the tattoo of Tyler getting a tattoo.
Getting the tattoo.
Me? No.
And to answer House of L, he was asking, I think, what was the final total? Somebody asked that. House of L, it was 50,900 and something.
Yeah, there was a couple things still to come in. It's going to be 50,000. It's going to be like it. Man, I don't know. I've been looking at so many numbers today. I posted it on IG and everything. I'll post it to the eBay thing probably some other time.
50,962 and 64 cents.
It'll be over 51 when the dust settles. Ryan Riley, what is going on? Thank you. Taking this weekend off. Why? No show tonight. All right. I'm thinking I'll get it on my leg so people can see it should they wish. That's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad idea. Hit the thumbs up, and it stands a thumbs war with me. Start a thumbs war with me. Nice. I might go live just for the hell of it. And you should do it. Derek, what's going on? Hello. Yeah, Fire Punchline. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. I dropped close to $300. I was pretty proud that I could show up. And how about, dude, massive thank you.
Every dollar.
It's one of those things like you don't realize how much you donate till you get to the end. Like I scrolled through and just looked at my bank account. I'm like, when did I do that? Like I forgot I picked up like $100 Roscoe piece. I donated on the separate streams. Dropped 300 on the Austin thing, 200 on the page. It was one hell of a show. Our goal, what's going on, Phil? Our goal was only 25,000, more than doubled it. So we appreciate that. And boom, nice. Yeah, the rest of the Unnatural Order print run, it was limited to 250. We put an allocated amount up on the website because they were going to NYCC with them. So the ones that didn't sell at NYCC are going to be going up on the webpage. We'll announce about that on our individual IG pages as well as the Comicx Curing Cancer IG page. So even from now to the end of that book selling, as they sell, that money's going to C3 as well. Oh, man. And you know what it is. Aggressively relaxing, baby. You know what it is.
And Seabizzle has the updated 51,072.
5172. My God.
51,072 and like 40 cents.
How is anyone still awake? You're awake, Scott. You're awake, Mr. Moneybag. Scott, one of the biggest financial contributors to buying stuff and just helping us do with some outreach stuff behind the scenes. He was mad helpful with that. Just phenomenal. The most charitable person I know. Most charitable person I know. You expect a tracking number tomorrow? LOL. All of the stuff that I put up Friday is already gone. I haven't sent a single person a tracking number, been too busy, but I have a sheet here of tracking numbers, which most of these should be arriving to people tomorrow. Well, I'm not sitting there typing out all those tracking numbers. Hashtag tramp stamp army, but I am going to make sure everyone's stuff gets to them. Had my eye on that for a while. A couple comics. Mark, you're insane. Go take a nap. Not when there's brand new. Like this came out this week. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know this dropped this week. Yeah, like yo, this came out. We don't do spoilers till Sundays, right? Right? Like, yo, what? 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 There's books to talk.
Mark would just be talking. Mark would just be talking in his sleep about comics anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I would be. Actually, in all sincerity, I dream of work. It makes a lot of sense for people who work. I'm sure, like plenty of people, I'm sure relate to that. You're asleep and you literally having work dreams. Yeah, I bought the Roscoe Powerbomb piece. Felt awesome being able to tell people how much we raised and what it was for. Absolutely. I never saw it come up for auction. It went up Friday. That was specifically for that show. Roscoe was trying to spread it like butt cheeks all throughout the weekend. His artistic talent, it was fantastic. Oh, 5172.40. Yeah, Phil got that My Pet Roscoe that K-pop did. What a phenomenal dude. I knew she was making the My Pet Roscoe and the whole My Pet Monster thing. It didn't connect in my brain. When I'm like, dude, this is insane. Absolutely insane. On behalf of all of YouTube, Mark, please stop talking and go to sleep. Nah, bro. Hit that thumbs up, Becker. Buckle up. We're talking some comics tonight, my man. Am I the only one who can't see Paul? That might have been a little bit old. He was blacked out for a little bit, but I'm watching YouTube to verify he's definitely good on my end.
I'm doing my John Cena imitation.
Yeah, I think I was on 15 hours of YouTube today. Schultze said, my sister is a stage 4 survivor. 1 year cancer free this November. So glad I could contribute to this worthy cause. 50 grand is top notch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're happy to do it. Happy that everyone chips in and makes it what it is. I watched most of and some drama that happened last night. Missed the drama. Unless you're talking about JP slam dunking on us, catching the one who missed to take the names off the wheel. Yeah, we were already tired last night. What is going on? Cartoon Commotion is in the building. Fantastic channel. I'm one of the it's pretty much his Patreon. I'm one of the Patreon members over at Cartoon Commotion. Phenomenal content over there. Couching and slouching with C Bizzle. Boom, we have a 18-month member milestone. We love you. We love you, Brother John. Best community ever. Go ahead and send the tracking numbers now. We will wait. No, I'm not sending them at all. We had this conversation last night. Read that joint and it was fire. Yeah, it was. It certainly no lie, I've actually had a dream that I worked at Suggs. Yeah, I talk to Becker so much while I'm at work, even. He's probably hearing dogs barking in his sleep. Next time I'm accused of being a whore, I'm going to be like, yo, you mean the generous yet still a bad mofo? Yeah, exactly. 30 watchers and 15 likes. You might have to just refresh it. They don't clock in half the time if you're just watching live. Mine shows 5 likes because I haven't refreshed. Next year double. I mean, that is the goal, right? That is the goal. It's what you want to do. Can y'all imagine aiming for 100K? Not my style. No, it's separate from C3. the drama. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. If anything happened outside of C3 in the last 72 hours, I would not be privy to it unless it happened inside of Beckerman's household. Other than that, I have no clue. Let me do something right here. Evil. Boom. Bang. Bing bong pow sent. Check your IG. Well-deserved congratulations to Mark, DJ, and Rob for orchestrating this event. All channels who were involved with C3, all their donated items, purchased items, donated time and money to this event. Yeah, dude, it was amazing on all accounts. Sleep is for the weak. Keep rocking, Mark and company. Yeah, I'm feeling weak right now. But I am excited to talk these books. I'm very excited to talk these books. I'm going to get to the bottom of this chat. I think I made it. C3 was drama-free. Yeah, I think you said outside of C3. Yeah, there's really no reason in the world for C3 to have any kind of drama whatsoever. Lee just posted, yeah. And for those that don't know, those eyebrows are coming to me. Those eyebrows was actually part of the deal. I'm not going to share out my address. That's for dang sure. But yeah, right after he did it, he sent me the picture. What's your address? So those eyebrows are coming to me. And I'm going to put them on the Spectre, at least for a little while. At least
there
for a
you
little.
go.
I'd figure it'd be a C3 trophy, like the Spectre with some cool eyebrows. Like cancer trophy. What is going on, Mike?
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Could care less about any drama, but you want to talk some Godzilla, King Kong, Justice League with us tonight? We made it to the bottom of the chat here.
I do.
I think Mike's about as excited as we are. So let's get into it. We're going to jump right into comics. We'll touch on some other stuff as it comes. I don't think there was any big news announcements or anything, right? Anyways, I mean, again, I'm out of the loop on stuff. It's been a laser focused week for me with stuff that we had to do and had going on.
I'm trying to think. I've seen a little bit from Marvel with kind of the same stuff that's been running around.
Yeah. So the book that I've been waiting for since they announced it and super excited about it. I've been talking about it, sharing about it, picking up all the little exclusive or variants leading up to it. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Beautiful A cover in itself, featuring this awesome wraparound. This is going to be a 7-issue series. I had to pick up that 1 in 25 Dan Mora. We still have to look forward to the sound effects covers.
Right. So those are coming out in November, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I had Mark check
November.
the date. I was like, man, when are those supposed to drop? I've loved all the, I'm with Mark. I've been picking up all the connecting. The only one I didn't pick up, and I think it's the one that you might have passed up. It was the third set. The one I passed on. It was the last week's set. I didn't grab that.
I didn't pass on any of the sets.
The Green Lantern one? The one with Green Lantern in it?
I think so. And it was, I think it was like one side of the cover. I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know.
I don't even know where
my shop on Justice League, Godzilla, and Kong, they didn't get nothing. All they got was cover A. I didn't have any other choices, like anything they offered, and then it was just cover A.
I'm surprised they didn't at least get the Jim Lee cover because he's a popular artist. They would have at least.
That's what I was thinking. And especially how big of an event they've been pushing and all the connecting covers. I figured there was going to be like, a couple different stacks of this book, and nope, just cover A. They had like maybe I want to say 30 issues still on the shelf of this cover.
I mean, the wraparound is nice because it's the only one of the actual issues that actually has a wraparound. All the other ones are just the front cover, but.
I thought it was a connecting until I got home and opened it up. I was like, oh, it's not a connecting, it's a wraparound. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, they did 3 of the connecting series of other issues, not the Godzilla. They did Detective and Action Comics was one, maybe World's Finest,
Batman.
and yeah,
there's Batman and Shazam.
Leading into it, Detective and Action was the first one.
I grabbed those. I love that one.
And then Shazam and Shazam and Batman.
Was the I grabbed those.
And then last week's was Green Lantern. and the Batman and Robin series, which this is,
All right.
to be honest with you, one of my favorites because you get the overhead view of like Batman actually diving at King Kong, Green Lantern dodging Godzilla. Yeah, you're coming down at him, and Batman and Damian are bailing out of the Batwing to go at King Kong. It's super dope. I really like that one.
Maybe I didn't look at it well enough. Damn it. I just
Now,
went with cover
weird.
A.
He's looking straight in the air.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I saw like there was something about it. I was all like, I'll go, cover A. I'll save the money.
So when it comes to the actual series, the only one I got for my PC was the cover A and that 1 in 25 Dan Mora goodness, which is just, I've looked at a lot of covers for the upcoming issues too. It's about to get crazy. I was trying to keep it tight because I know it'd be easy just to be like, I'll collect the whole thing. But dude, it's gonna be rough. That Matina for issue number 2, holy crap.
I haven't seen any of the next issues yet.
They kind of made it easy for me with issue 1. Like, it blew my mind that for issue 1, you're not featuring both Kong and Godzilla on all the covers. Because a lot of them, like the Jim Lee, the Matina, they only had Godzilla. But that Raphael Albuquerque foil one that I gave away Tuesday, that was another one I keep like, I got to get me a copy of it. Trying to keep it tight. I knew C3 was this weekend. It was getting wild. What is going on, Tony? What's going on, the Adventurous Joe? But yeah, so what'd y'all think of the story? Like, we got that little preview page in the back of the books leading into this week, and
I loved it. I loved it. I didn't read the preview. When that happened, when I know I'm going to get into an event, I stay away from the previews. So like all the previews that we've seen recently, like the Wesley Dawes, the Jay Garrick, I stayed away from that because I know I'm going to read the real issue.
Yeah, I didn't read those. I read this one though. I was so excited.
But I looked at the art. I will say I looked at the pages that they gave us. I just didn't read what they gave us.
The art is top notch.
I love the little swerve at the very beginning with Titano.
Yeah, okay, so actually that was actually one of my favorite parts. That I was not expecting that, and to have like, and I like for some reason I completely forgot that we got like gigantic guys in the DC universe already. I was all like, oh, this is great. I was
Yeah, so the story was really cool. You have like the Justice League are trying to unburden Clark a little bit, cover for him so he can have some personal time with Lois because he's looking to propose and all this stuff. And we actually spend a lot of time, like more than I would have expected, really like building a solid foundation, a solid start for this story, like actually highlighting the different team members, not just blowing past with the assumption of every reader knows these characters. But they didn't do corny intros. They just gave you legitimate moments with the characters where you can see their individual personalities really shine through, especially with the Flash and Green Lantern and their dynamic. We had an awesome kind of quiet moment between Diana and Clark with her kind of giving him the big pat on the shoulder, we got your back kind of thing. All the while, the Legion of Doom is crafting an idea to get together to try to stop them, and it all starts with breaking into the Fortress of Solitude to get to a weapon to do it with. And was it just me, or was that the Dreamstone, Paul?
I don't believe so.
I want to say it looked familiar. So I mean, we did recently see it, right?
I really thought that was the Dreamstone.
It might have been.
But it looked like they were going there to find like a weapon to really shut him down. And it's awesome seeing the Legion of Doom's dynamic is definitely fractured. There's a huge difference between the way that the Justice League of America operate and get along in the Legion of Doom, that just all that ego can't fit on one team. And Toyman ends up bumping into a mother box, taking them to the Monsterverse world, pretty much landing directly on, I think they landed on Skull Island immediately, all just to end up with the Toyman grabbing what I thought was a Dreamstone.
I get, yeah. I mean, it makes sense now that you say that. I was just
could be. It's right there, but it has these like things that are holding it. It does show it again, like over here.
It looks like it's attached like a necklace.
Yeah. Which he used to wear it around his neck.
You know, it's funny, when he first grabbed it, I thought it was candy or something, you know, because the way the situation was presented, then I had to go back. I was like, what the fuck did he grab?
Yeah, and so he wishes, like, so all this time, like, they're all kind of ragging on him for being the Toy Man.
They like beat his ass most of the.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I had to tell that to my brother. I was like, where Lex was all like, the worst decision I could have made was bringing you into the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment too when the Justice League stepped in to answer the little alarm call from the Fortress of Solitude. But the big thing the big question that we're wondering, how are these two worlds going to collide? It was from Toyman, who's had enough. It's enough, and he got the Dreamstone, and he sees these monsters on Skull Island and thinks to himself, "I can use these," and he wishes all these monsters back home with him. And
Yep.
then poof, Clark is proposing to Lois atop of the Daily Planet. And from across the way, they can see in the bay the water's rising, the spikes are coming, and he pops up, and Superman takes flight, heading to Godzilla in the final epic page splash. I absolutely love that page. The artwork on Superman is fantastic right there, and that shot
Of Godzilla, yeah, I love that shot.
absolutely amazing.
There's some other things that I really liked about this book. For one, we got an explanation like book one, like how they mixed together. I love that. We didn't have to wait till like a couple other issues to find out what was going on. I mean, I read that Ruby series on how they mixed, and it was the very last issue of that series to explain how the worlds had mixed. So it was kind of nice starting off a series and getting an explanation right off the bat. Another thing that I really liked is they didn't really coin it, but we did get to see like a Monarch facility. I mean,
inside.
I wouldn't, I was scanning, looking for like Monarch symbols and stuff. Now they were pretty clever not to put that in there, but it was a facility studying like, the monsters and stuff.
Well, they definitely can. This is Legendary Pictures that's doing this book, so I would be shocked if like Monarch doesn't come into play somewhere. Another massive thing I like that we did see Kong for a brief moment, but we also saw one of the Skull Diggers from Kong Skull Island. So we're already up to 3 monsterverse creatures, which we're supposed to be getting more than just the big two. Like this has got to come down to the classic trope of like Godzilla, Kong, and the Justice League of America battling the Legion of Doom and their menagerie of monsters. Got to.
Because he didn't say, the way he worded it was he wanted to take all the Titans with him. He didn't specifically state Godzilla or King Kong. So I have a feeling, I mean, it was basically every Titan on that Earth, wherever they are, they went, with Toyman kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would have been, man, it'd be cool if they would have done like some like other Titan covers along the way.
They did have like, that scene right there where they show the monitors of the other like Titans and I think it was just like 4 or 5 they have like a couple different panels where they show, and I was sitting there like scanning. I was like, what are they showing us? Like,
Yeah, I'll give it to Taylor. This wasn't the Slugfest issue. This was the proper setup issue. But it literally ends with like the fight bell just rang. Excited to see where this one goes. Very, very excited. Someone messaged me and said, what did you think after you read it? I said, I'm more excited for this series than I was to begin with.
Yeah.
Mark is not a corpse by now. # endurance.
Right. What's up, Darius?
Godzilla versus
I would say I went in with no expectations. I like all three, Godzilla, Kong, and, of course, DC. But expecting it to be like the super hot event, that's not what I was going into. I was just hoping for the fun read or whatever. But no, this exceeded like all expectations. The art, the story that they gave us, even the characters they chose to be on the Legion of Doom. Like seeing Toyman there, I was like, all right, this is cool. I mean, there was one of my favorite parts was Grodd running up to Kong, and he's all like, Lord, I forgot what he said, but he's like Lord God.
Immediately,
yeah. I thought that was dope. And then the Legion of Doom looking, at him on the camera, and they're like, well, he's gonna die,
Yeah, when speaking of like the going into it like event, I absolutely am. We get legitimate like summer blockbuster, the crossover events will be like 7 issues a lot of times. And keeping in mind like there's no tie-in issues, there was no big lead up to this and everything. I think this issue one was handled properly to be like to actual service this as an epic event style book. Like you really set the tone, like I said, like with the introduction of the characters, giving us an honest setup of them. It doesn't look like you have to ignore anybody or back burner anyone. You made them all feel important. You showed a lot of characters on both the good guys and the bad side. So yeah,
I'm with
dope.
And I'm with you in the beginning. As long as you have a baseline understanding of these characters, you don't have to go in with a whole bunch of knowledge. You don't have to know Godzilla's extensive history. You don't have to know the JL. The JL's is pretty reader friendly, and I would say new reader friendly. As long as you have like who Batman is or Superman is, I'm pretty sure anybody could read this.
Yeah, you might want to have an idea of who Godzilla is because he had very little dialogue in this.
Well, I'm saying like a base understanding.
Yeah. What is going on, Flashpoint Comics? Paul, what were your ending thoughts?
I really liked it. I mean, I'm not as much a Godzilla or Kong fan as either you, but just even as just someone who's an overall. I mean, I am a fan, but not deep like you guys are. I still really enjoyed it. There were lots of little moments like you guys have already talked about, like I love those little moments, like the one with Grodd where he says an ape god.
Right.
Ran out there with his arms. Exactly. Yeah. I love those little things because I just think that it makes the issue more fun too. When you get those little things. So, and if you were looking for a cliffhanger, you couldn't have a bigger cliffhanger than what they had at the end of the issue. So,
I thought it was great. At the end of reading this, I was really excited for the next issue. That's I can say it's his biggest downfall is just waiting to the next issue. It was that good, kind of thing. I wish it was right next to me.
I gotta say, outside of the excitement for that going into it, I probably can match that energy coming out of this one right here, though.
That was good.
Yo.
You talk about some art. You talk about some art, man. Going into that book, it was another book that I don't know the character. I know him, but that's a character that I would say I have a baseline understanding of who he is.
And you pull some pages up from that intro scene they did.
But man, you talk about pulling out all the stops. I like both of them, Wesley Dodds and.
Yeah, they absolutely are crushing these. So if look at that,
man, that whole damn scene right there was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but Jeremy Adams could write computer language, and I would buy it.
Yeah, himself. Like he came in and absolutely reinvigorated the Flash. And then they took him off of, and we were all crying, and just announced he's going to Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and bringing him back. And like, it's just, that's already been phenomenal. And like, when everyone's still, we got that size barrier issue, and we're like, yo, this isn't the flavor we've been enjoying, like I'm going to give it a fair shake and try not to compare it too much to Jeremy, but getting him back on a Flash title was like a dream come true. And he's only been gone for 3 months off Flash. Jake Garrett is the man. This is awesome. We're getting introduced to his daughter, Judy. She's one of the Golden Age characters that were just introduced in Jeff Johns' rebranding of the Golden Age characters with this new Golden Age era. What's been going on with DC is Stargirl discovered this island that has all these Golden Age sidekicks, protege, children of all these Golden Age characters that have never existed before in real DC or real life history, but they're retconning them as forgotten characters, lost characters, and no one remembers them. But as she was able to rescue them, and as they're coming into contact with their relatives or loved ones, their mentors, all the memories are flooding back in. And we actually got to see that moment when the memories came back to Jay and his wife and what they really lost. While Jay and his wife has aged, their daughter Judy has not. So we're going to get this really cool dynamic of trying to reintegrate into the family. It was absolutely wicked. It was kind of heartfelt. It wasn't too sappy. And they're introducing a new villain because when she went missing, it was in this big action sequence with this villain who had kidnapped Jay's wife, Judy's mom, and they're going to save her. Judy goes in to save her, and Jay gets there, and she's gone, and their memory of her just fades away in front of us as the reader. It was tragic. And the villain was watching it happen because no one knew his secret identity, but Judy discovered it, but then she disappeared in front of him, protecting his identity, and he's faded off, and he's never committed crime again. So now that Judy's back, the first thing she asks her dad is, whatever happened to our arch nemesis? And he's like, I've never seen him. He must be gone. So we know who's coming into play in this, and that's that brand new villain.
Dr. Elemental.
Right. Doctor. Right. And that was, it was so sad though, the scene where Judy fights Dr. Elemental in the past, and she just fades away. And so,
Yeah.
Jay and Joan just kind of like, you must have hit your head or something because we didn't have a daughter, and it was.
Yeah, and there's a response. The way that dialogue went is like, where's Judy? Who's Judy? Our daughter. We don't have a daughter. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have a daughter. Yeah, you must have hit your head. Yeah, okay. And then they just accepted it and moved on. I'm like, oh man.
And when she came back, it was kind of the same thing. Like, especially when she brought up the arch nemesis thing. What about our arch nemesis, man? He was dangerous. Like, what happened to him? And he was like, I don't know. Oh yeah, I do remember.
Right, and he's obviously playing. We get from the last couple of panels on the last page, we get that he's playing the long game, and that with the fact that him getting Boom out of the way is part of his plan to be able to do what he needs to do. So,
and now that was probably the only fishy part, I'd say, because he kind of stated that he knew he was going to have the time to do so either he knew that she was going to disappear, or yeah, I don't get that. But he is named Dr. Elementals, and we didn't learn really anything about what he can do, or I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with him. Another one that I cannot believe how excited I am. This was a phenomenal week for comics. There's no way we weren't going to talk about these. What book is that, Paul?
This is Batman Superman World's Finest, actually.
Okay, that's what I had on top. I'm like,
you got the Halloween one.
We're back.
I have the other issues coming, but I got the Halloween one. So
yeah, Dan Mora wins cover artist of the year, and he did it in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that.
And he's drawing World's Finest, and he's drawing Shazam. He is the hardest working artist at DC right now.
Like, if he drew everything DC, I would be perfectly fine with it. Seeing him draw the actual Kingdom Come era characters, seeing the Wally West flashback there, the Alan Scott Green Lantern depicted by Dan Moore, like, it's just unbelievable. What a great story. We're going back to the world of Kingdom Come, but because we're revisiting an earlier plot line in World's Finest, it was that Boy Thunder plotline they did where that young man got sent through the multiverse as his world exploded, only to land into this world, to be taken under the wing of Superman and Batman. His powers are unpredictable. They're way too much for him to control, and they try to teach him and rein him in. All he showed the entire time was an attempt to do better, but no control over his emotion, his anger. He was dangerous. He was hurting people. Long story short, Superman promised he wouldn't let him down. He will find him, and he will help him no matter what, all while he gets teleported back to wherever he came from. So we get the Flash in the opening scene of this. Our Flash, Barry Allen, traveling through the Speed Force, is checking in on worlds, making sure everything's copacetic like he did during Dark Crisis. And he finds out that there's this world that is in dire need of addressing. The world is called Earth 22. We know it as the Kingdom Come world. And he finds out that there's a specific reason this world has gone kerfluffle, and he needs to let Superman know immediately. Turns out Boy Thunder grows up to be Magog, the big villain of Kingdom Come that sets off the chain of events. So Batman and Superman, with the Flash's help and the help of an augmented cosmic treadmill, head over there to see what's up with the What'd y'all think of this issue?
I'm not reading World's Finest. Yeah, I know. I thought it was don't.
What?
Yeah,
have you read Kingdom Come?
No, and that's kind of partly why. What? Yes, I have.
All right. Being here for as long as he could. It looks like his internet went out.
I have actually not read a lot of the big, major DC events. I've read a lot of the current.
What, do you live in a cave?
Yes. No, they're hard to get. Man. You talk about, I've been trying to get a trade for Kingdom Come forever, Final Cry, a bunch of, man.
Yes, Joe.
No, but so I'll be quiet on this one. I'm reading World's Finest Teen Titans. I hopped in on that one because I heard.
Oh,
yeah. I know.
It's not bad at all, but it's not good at all either. This is actually the best ongoing title.
I know. Trust me, I've heard. You, Trev,
It is good. The Teen Titans one has gone downhill since issue 1.
Yeah, it's just steadily.
Issue 1 was good, and then when they ended up at the Teen Titans convention, that's when they lost me.
Yeah,
yeah,
at the con.
Yeah. And it's not that it's bad. It's just like
it's okay.
They put it under World's Finest. You didn't need to do
Right.
that. You could have just called it Teen Titans. There's no other book out right now called Teen Titans. Just did a flashback book, but putting it under World's Finest implies that it's going to be of the caliber that this book is, and it is not.
This had probably the second best ending after the Godzilla one.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We think, Boy Thunder, he finally meets the Superman. He sees Superman and Batman again. He's all excited. He's talking to him and everything. And just when you think that they're going to go in and for this hug, boom, he grabs him by the throat and says, "I've waited for this moment." And that's where he
fires him up.
Right. And that's where we ended the issue. So
yeah, it was a fun issue with Superman and Batman just trying to play it cool, be under the radar, get an idea of their surroundings, not want to shake stuff up. And they go to Planet Krypton, the restaurant that's owned by Booster Gold, famously from Kingdom Come, with all the superhero stuff on the wall and the mozzarella sticks. You know the place, but it's always fun being inside that restaurant, seeing it's nothing but Easter egg central.
Right.
One of the coolest parts of reading Kingdom Come, especially as a kid, I remember being in 3rd grade. I must have looked through that book hundreds and hundreds of times just at the Planet Krypton pages.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever gotten, I don't know if they did it in any of the collected editions, but in the Absolute edition,
yes, the epilogue,
go page by page with every single Easter egg that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if you get the collected edition, you also return to Planet Krypton for the big. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end, Trev, because you haven't read it. I called you Trev, Mike. I know Trev's read it. Trev wouldn't let us down. Trev's read Kingdom Come.
You can spoil away.
There's no reason to spoil it. This isn't a Kingdom Come review. It's a World's Finest review.
World's Finest.
Yeah, but this book was a solid. This was a 10 out of 10 read.
However, if you do want it completely spoiled, head on over to the Comic Vikings channel for a 2-hour video on Kingdom Come.
Yeah, if you want to see me in my element,
right.
Go watch me on the little book club, just talking straight Kingdom Come. What else did you read this week, Mike?
Disappointingly, but mainly a bunch of Marvel. I'm caught up on all Marvel, which I'm not reading a lot of. Yeah, I read that. I'm not as excited as you are. I mean, I like this issue. It was great. I thought it was good. I thought it was a lot better than the last two because the last two were kind of lacking. They have the Steve Ditko, or what was it? It was like the farewell in the front. It was the funeral stuff. Who was it? It was for JR, right? I don't remember.
For me, the senior?
Yeah, I think so. So it was like 5 pages missing in the book. It was dedicated to that. But I like this issue a lot more. I want to say I wanted more Man Thing. Man Thing was just kind of there. I want to complain on the artist. I want to say the art in this book, it was like half. It was like half the book I did like, half the other half. It was like, I don't know. I want Nick Clark
like
back.
the artistic tone style he's going for, but it doesn't necessarily hit in every scene because the scene's changing from dynamic to somber and stuff like that. It's almost like a minimalist thing where it sets a mood, but if you're trying to be dynamic, it doesn't necessarily work for it. But I felt that too. Nick Klein started this book and is still doing the covers, and wow. But this issue and the last issue, Nick Klein didn't do, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's taking a break.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But this was a really cool story all in all. You have pretty much a swamp siren calling out to people. We found out that it was a girl that was chased down and killed years ago, and her essence still haunts the swamp and calls people in and absorbs them, takes them, and kills them. And what was cool about this is there was no finding resolution for this girl. Like when the Hulk was sick, decided I have to save my people from this thing. I'm just going to kill it. And he did. He didn't even hesitate, just slaughtered it.
That girl had to go through her brother twice dying. He died the first time, and then and a lot of people were confused about that, like the brother scene with him using, like him calling her Churney. I think that was a nickname that they had, like when they were growing up. And I mean, her real name is Charlie, but and I heard a couple of different people were like mad at Marvel over that. They were like, Marvel can't even get the name straight and blah blah blah. No, I think it was just a nickname that her brother was using. But no, there was some cool stuff that I did like. Once we got, because we're getting more to what this like specific story is going to be about, and it's really Bruce Banner vanishing. Like the entity that that's half inside the Hulk is disappearing. That's kind of a crazy and cool concept. I mean, it's a lot like what they're doing with Carnage, because Carnage now is running without the Cletus Cassidy persona. It's just the symbiote. So it's kind of like that kind of deal. Could you imagine what Hulk would be doing if it was just Hulk all the time?
Yeah, I think we've done that.
Planet Hulk and World Breaker and Mephisto and
he'd be doing what Hulk does.
Yeah.
You would get Savage Hulk, the rampaging style. Yeah, dude, please tell me you guys are reading Big Game.
No.
I am, but it hasn't arrived yet.
I already told you why.
Event of the year. Oh man, if you are a Mark Miller fan, this right here is just pure crack. Mm-hmm. Every issue a cliffhanger, every issue just fast paced, nonstop. That last issue, Hit Girl grabbed a corpse of a chrononaut and just took off into the time stream to get away from Wesley and the fraternity that have activated Nemesis and sicked him on the entire world. It's just getting absolutely crazy. All of the heroes of the world, when you think of the heroes, picture the movie Kick-Ass, how all of those just volunteer heroes with no powers put on speed suits, track suits, ski suits, that's whatever they could and went out to do better. All of the heroes of the world got invited to a central meeting, all on a boat. And unfortunately, Kick-Ass missed the boat because he was trying to help someone in a park. So he's talking to his friends, the friends from the movies that he had rocking with him. And while he's talking to them, they're on the boat like, oh, wow, look at this hero's here and that hero's there. And, oh, wait, I think someone's coming. We're going to get the announcement. Nemesis walks out from under deck and slaughters freaking everyone. I'm like, God. But Kick-Ass has survived. Yeah. Hit Girl has to, she went 65 million years in the past. She thinks that she's in the land of the dinosaurs, only to find out that people were alive back then, and the entire empires were in the world of Empress, which was a miniseries from Mark Millar, all just for this world to realize from meeting Hit Girl that in the future, their empire not only isn't in control, it's not even remembered in the history books. They don't like that. So one thing the fraternity didn't plan for is Hit Girl being a loose end with chrononaut technology, because the Empress army, they retrofitted their chrononaut technology and took their entire army into the future and just dropped right in on top of Wesley, the fraternity, Nemesis, all of them. And that was the big cliffhanger, that an entire futuristic army from 65 million years ago just rolled up on the fraternity. This is about to get insane. So good. So good.
It just sounds epic, like the storytelling.
Everything about it.
Yeah. Just the fact that he's bringing in everything that he's pretty much done and weaving it into one story is impressive.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Itself, Yes, and I mean, he's doing his own magnus opus, and to me, that's what I look for in writers. That connectivity, throughout.
Yes.
Throughout different series, or man, that's why Stephen King's one of my favorite novelists, because he's managed to weave all his stories, and I just like a writer that goes into a story with a beginning and an end. Now what they're able to do in between that, bring it. Imagination, let's do it. No, I'm really looking forward to reading this, especially since Mark going through this and him following him on this Mark Miller, Millar, or however you want, journey has been fantastic. And it's one of the things that I look for, that word of mouth. Man, this is so great. You got to read it, man. That's what I want. That world's finest.
It's been so exciting that I set off on a very expensive venture of not waiting, but just buying the Miller world. I've got a stack of trades that tall that I burned through because I needed to get them all in my brain before the next issue. And every single one of them, there wasn't a single one I wouldn't say you have to read it now, except for Sharky the Bounty Hunter. That one was super mid. It was like Lobo meets True Grit. Futuristic, though. Futuristic. Speaking of Lobo, big shout out to McFarlane Toys. They just took a shit on HasLab today, by the way. I don't know if y'all saw it, but yo. I'm about to pull this up to screen share.
Please. Lobo is my name.
So if y'all didn't see
He's
this,
your main man.
Hell yeah.
you know, HasLab, if they want to do like a Ghost Rider vehicle or a Giant Man, even basic mold, plastic, nothing spectacular, Galactus, they're like, we'll make a cool toy, but you got to fund it. We're not risking nothing to do something cool. When in reality, you make something cool and put it out there, people will buy it. If you make trash and put it out there, maybe not everyone will, but you make something good, they'll get it. McFarlane came through in a major way today and dropped this on us out of left field. We're getting the main man with the bike. First look at Lobo and Space Dog with the Space Hog right there. And you know what's so dope about this? Is look at this. Look at the smiling face. Look, multiple heads.
Yes. Luckily, the only face they're not doing is the one from the New 52.
Oh yeah. He looks like Namor.
The sleek looking. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, this is absolutely awesome. I've got the last Lobo they did, which looks a lot like this, but not with a classic face, a more modern sculpt head. But dude, I gotta tell you, I'm loving that one right there. That's the one.
Yeah, it was cool.
That is it. But to get the bike with it is just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And that's all on the back of them doing McFarlane doing his first classic Wonder Woman ever.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, he's never done a classic Wonder Woman. And in this comments for any of his posts, you will always see people saying, "Where's Wonder Woman? Where's Wonder Woman?" There's my comment. Everyone's happy for the first time. For the first time, I love it.
Yeah,
everyone can stop complaining. Other than the Roblox sneeze, she looks great. This is just absolutely awesome. So it was a great day for McFarlane fans. Great day. Mm-hmm. What is going on, Pops?
Hey, Pops.
Yeah, Nick showed up shirtless to the hangout. Almost. He had some pasties on. But yeah, good stuff. We all got any other books you want to hit? We're not going to be staying on long and late tonight. We're going to be hopping off here as close to 9:30 as possible.
I was about to say, I know you were excited to talk about that sucker.
850, baby, 850.
Get into it. This was the anniversary.
I didn't have it, so
I had to go with the Jamal Campbell cover, dude. I feel like, man, that guy is just kind of made for Superman. He hits right on the money right now. Mm-hmm. But did you notice the changing dynamic and style of all the art?
Okay, tell me though that does not exactly.
That's Guinness, dude. Like, I went through the roof when I saw that. I'm like, yo, that's amazing. This was the huge return of the Unchained, introducing the last issue. He shows up to Metropolis in a big, violent way. What did y'all think of this first showdown?
I love him, man. I mean, I'm kind of a fan. That's why Lobo is one of my favorite guys, because the way I was introduced to Lobo was he could take on Superman. And to me, that's dope. So any villain that can possibly just instantly take out Superman, and his first interaction with the other supes, it was.
Yeah, it was pretty much a slobber knocker. We left with the last issue and got into this one with the Unchained, transing into Metropolis with Superman stuck in the prison that the Unchained was in, that they let him out of, thinking that he was just a victim of Lex Luthor. He wasn't. He was in there for good reason. This is the super prison designed to hold this character in. It's designed to take whatever ability or force you're putting into it and reversing it onto you. So even Superman, with all this strength pushing into it, it's just all coming back at him, holding him there. He eventually wills himself out of it, makes it out, and just to go duke it out with the Unchained along with the Super Family. And he's pretty much, like he said, he's just duking it out with him. He's looks like he's doing a lot of mind powers and stuff, and he's sitting there just catching hands, smacking people, chains flying everywhere. It gets to the point where he just topples two skyscrapers, and the Super Family now has to make that decision. We got to stop the fight, got to go get all the people out. So just super speed, seeing them just saving everybody. The Unchained seeing this action they're doing and really not caring, and just shatters the building from there. They're thinking we need to put him out before it gets any worse. And then Dr. Farm and Graf show up saying, hi. Hey, we're all victims of Lex Luthor. You ready to take over?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Going on a mission. Right. All the while, Lex Luthor is in the hospital recovering from the shanking that occurred. Seeing all this going on, knowing that all of the skeletons of his closet are coming out, wanting to get out there, wanting to help Superman. Lois confronting him, saying, "Yo, you're still a POS. We know you're up to something, dude. No, just tell us what's going on." He's like, "I need to help Superman. My redemption is at hand."
And who shows up? But Mama Luthor.
Mama Luthor with the big twist. Lex Luthor's daughter that we didn't know he had shows up with a Black Canary t-shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's a fan. And that's where it gives us the little hard stop to that, but it cuts to the tease that we've been getting along the way of Brainiac in space, watching, witnessing, looking at what's going on, and still wanting that slice of Kryptonian that's on Earth. And it looks like he's thinking back over the interactions with Superman, which was a dope page because we go through, it's one of those history of the character pages from his first appearance on the left there.
Yep.
To the famous Brainiac story on the top right that they even adapted into the movie Superman Beyond. And it's a fantastic, beautiful page right there. Just because he's ready to go collect, but he can't collect until he's ready to collect. And he's at a different Earth right now. And that's where we get the big reveal. Lobo is not the last Zarnian. Brainiac has, we see right there, 3. That's right. 3 separate Zarnians working for him that he's sicking onto these planets and just destroying them and letting them wreak havoc while he's working on something that he's creating his own life back in his ship.
Right. Is he creating a female Brainiac?
I don't know. I will have the power to create life. We see body parts and limbs in different vials and jars. Where he got all these Zarnians from, I have no clue.
But it's setting up the big stories that are going to be coming in 2024 with the Superman All-Stars or whatever they're calling them, Superstars.
Yeah, so this is worse than having like rabid Kryptonians out of the Phantom Zone, is to have multiple Zarnians, especially bloodthirsty ones. And their names, the leader is called General Chakal. He's got the 2 by his side, a girl, and it looks like an adolescent age by the name of Tiburon and Dunde, something like that.
Dunde.
So this is about to get insane. Wicked issue.
It's a great read.
Never disappoints.
Superman's been on fire all across the board.
Superman
Lost.
Now, I did not get a chance to read Ghost Rider yet. I'm waiting for this to completely wrap up. When I read these, binge read them, they're so much better than dealing with them in individual. And I have not read War Journal yet from John Stewart. So I've been a little busy.
I figured you would have read that. I mean, you didn't read this with Amanda Waller on the cover?
Oh, I read that. I said I didn't read these 2.
I didn't like that.
This basically they could have put, "Hey Mark, look over here."
Yeah. He's in the Suicide Squad. I'm there, my guy. So what, you want to jump into Titans there, Paul?
Sure. It's another great story. Tom Taylor, obviously building to something huge with Amanda Waller, which we know is going to be Beast World. But he's still teasing us with exactly what's going to be going on with the Brother Eternity. And now we have another person. That Aqualad has now turned. If you recall, at the end of the last issue, we found out that Aqualad is doing these things not really of his own volition. He's under some sort of control. That Brother Eternity has this ability to kind of almost like like an alien type thing, whatever, something that comes shooting out of his mouth, a parasite. Well, apparently, once you've been turned by Brother Eternity, you then have the ability to turn other people. Because in this issue, we get Linda Park, or Linda West rather, Linda West, who is turned by Aqualad. So where that goes now, and we still have to also solve the whole issue of how do we make sure Wally West doesn't die. So all of that, is still ongoing.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we had Garth feeling down on himself, feeling bad. He's like, "Yo, we're trying to save the world, and we save it, but what about the destruction we leave behind? We need to have some kind of effort to do better. We just put out a forest fire across the world that destroyed a lot. Can't we go over there and just fix it, like replant some stuff?" And they're like, "Sure, Garth, let's go let's go Greenpeace. Since we're not the world's leading superhero team, let's go do construction. When they get over there, they find out that some corporations have moved in and taking advantage of the misfortune of the area. So they're able to shut them down. You get this phenomenal action sequence where Starfire like steps up. The artwork in this book is like second to Dan Mora. That's pretty much it.
Right.
But
Nicola Scott is incredible.
Nicola Scott is killing it. You get this scene right out of the Snyder Cut where the militia just opened fire on the townspeople and Donna Troy just going, I got it, and just taking off at super speed, whipping and pulling, knocking bullets out of the way. Raven gets them to shut down. Cyborg, they do their thing. It was awesome. Here's a beautiful picture of what's inside these people, these creatures taking them over, almost like a cordyceps monster of a sort.
Yes, it's very kind of a little bit not quite what the new Batman is in City of Madness. That's more of a Lovecraftian thing, but this is kind of Lovecraftian in some ways too, though.
Yeah.
So we also get the little scene with Amanda Waller monitoring from across the world the Titans getting into a fight with a local militia over this area and blah, blah, blah. Peacemaker sitting there saying, yo, these idiots again. Should I put the team together? Her saying, no, let them overreach. Let them do their thing. Get me the doctor. He's like, yo, the doctor? The doctor? Seriously, that guy creeps me out. She says, the doctor, Peacemaker, now. And I know she's talking about Dr. Hate.
Dr. Hate.
Remember, they went to Lazarus Planet and got that broken shard of Dr. Fate's helmet. And we saw from that DC primer that she's got not just her own entire Earth. She also now has her own evil Dr. Fate. So big things popping here. And they're looking at keeping Flash safe. The only place that they can think of is back at the base, back at the armory. And they said that they learned from the Justice League keeping the world's most dangerous weapons and super villain stuff is never safe to keep it at your home base because we'll be inclined to break in. So their armory, their weapons cache is actually in a facility on the red planet itself on Mars. And that's where we end with Wally on Mars with the infected. Phenomenal issue. Like this, the storytelling is great. The pacing is great. They're touching on like issues while building like a bigger plot. We have this whole Brother Eternity crap. We have him infected. We got Garth dealing with issues. Good call. And then on top of that, we've got the real story happening. The Amanda Waller story building up to just something massive. Something massive. The Amanda Waller war is coming, people. I've been trying to warn y'all of this.
Yep.
It's coming.
That's
Y'all got any other ones you want to hit on, touch on, talk about?
That's it for me. I mean, I did read Green Lantern, but we can talk about that next week.
No, you can hit it if you want to hit it. Go ahead.
No, that's
all right. We'll hit it next week.
We'll hit it next week.
Yo, I appreciate the 27 people watching, the people that tuned in to come hang out with us. I appreciate all of you people, every single one of y'all, for the support. I love each and every one. Mike, thank you for hopping on, especially at the last minute there.
Thank you.
Man, dude, what a great week for books. What a great week for this community. I mean,
what a great week. What a weekend.
Oh my gosh, you got so much ginger whale.
She sent up a whole piece of bubble gum.
Oh, very cool.
Like,
enjoy your ginger ale.
Like it looked like it came out of her mouth, not out of her tummy.
Herculean effort tonight, Mark. Thanks, guys. Yo, Dr. Von Hoot, dude, thank you for your contribution. And that really did drive us. That drove us really hard. We wanted to hit that milestone, but that got stuff like that. Like, it's funny, it's all fun and games, but it actually gets people motivated. It makes everyone be able to feel a part of, and it really do. Like, thank you so much, man.
It helps to focus people too.
Yeah, we focus.
When you're driving towards when you're driving towards a goal.
Focus. If you haven't already, hit that like button. There's my New York Comic-Con exclusive haul drops tomorrow. I have my last and final Star Wars Black Series video drops Wednesday. If you are a member of the Legion, all those videos are already available to you right now. If you're not a member of the Legion, what are you waiting for? Hit that join button.
Right. What are you waiting for?
Join the Legion. Be sure to check out Sector 2815 DC Deep Dive tomorrow. We're back in the Gotham War.
Yep. And then on Wednesday night, this gentleman will be with us. This gentleman will be with us as well.
Hey,
and
who's on with us?
Comic Man Andy.
Hey.
So, and tomorrow night I will be on with Gary B, the casual guy. I'm on the 10-1-1 tomorrow night. So, sorry, Tuesday night.
And be sure to check out Evil Mike here. He's about to be doing a series of comic reviews from Black Box Comics. A bunch of issue number ones coming his way.
The Penguin's next. Penguin issue 2.
Did that come out this week?
No. You already read that.
Dude, that was so damn good. Yo, the next issue comes out this coming week. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yo, he's got his help. He's about to start building his army. I'm very excited. I think that comes out soon. Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah. You know what else comes out next week? Boom. Dude, the C covers for these have just been so good. So good. So good. That. Yeah, some good stuff coming out. Good stuff coming out this coming week. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all again. Signing out. We are Legion. Let me hit a little video. Let me find a video. Yeah, let's watch some Daniel Warren Johnson while we head out. Working on DJ's piece now. This is the piece that we sold at Comicx Curing Cancer for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, by the way. This is the one. Working on DJ's piece now.
Throw it on the pile. We need another throw it on the pile.
So we'll have the Optimus Primal and the Optimus Prime.